Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Pamela, and I'm your host for Pamela Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and we review incidents in pop culture just to see how that would affect our daily lives. Today is a little special little thing because what I'm going to do is I enjoyed the What If series, so I'm going to go over my top 5 episodes of the What If series. So what I'm going to do is just basically go over what I liked about the series, what I liked about each episode. Try not to make this too long, so here we go. Number 5. What if the world lost its mightiest heroes? I enjoyed that episode. Number 1, just how they just blatantly killed off all the heroes. Tony Stark, killing off the Hulk, killing off Clint, Hawkeye. I'm going to say Hawkeye. Killing off Hulk. And the banter that went on between I can't think of his name. I can't think of their name right now. Fury and the Coulson. Fury and Coulson. About how I'm not Hulk. But how why am I trying to say Thanos? Jesus. Thor. I don't even how Thor was smelling like the lavenders, and how trying to piece together what was going on. How are these people being killed? They weren't even able to meet they weren't even able to be Avengers at that point because everybody was being killed and everybody was dying. Poor Hulk. I think that was the most heartbreaking death of the whole series, because this man literally just blew up. Tony Stark gets killed, and I think it's through the What If series, Tony Stark being killed seemed like he got killed like almost every episode. Every episode that Stark was in, save maybe 1 or 2, he was killed. So enjoyed that episode, and then we find out it was Hank Pym all along, killing because of his daughter being killed. And I thought that was just a really good episode. It pulled at my heartstrings, particularly because we're so used to seeing all the Avengers, and now all the Avengers are gone. Even Natasha gets killed. We find out it is Hank Pym. And at the end, there is justice for the killing of Hank Pym. However, it came at a cost. The cost was Loki took over the world. Because, when Thor died, Loki came trying to avenge his brother's death. Him and Fury get into a they come to a little bargaining deal. But anyway, Loki takes over the world. So, as I said, that was my 5th favorite episode. And again, it was What If the World Lost Its Mightiest Heroes. Number 4. Killmonger rescued Tony Stark. First of all, it was good to see Killmonger again. We enjoyed him in Black Panther. We enjoyed his message. But let's just face it, Killmonger is a villain. Even though we may identify with his cause in regards to the MCU, Killmonger is still a villain. I enjoyed the fact when he called out Obadiah Stane for setting up the whole plot to kill Tony Stark. And when he said, "I got the receipts," I thought that was cool. It's just a modern day way of hey, I'm going to let you know I know what you did. But all of that because he had a secret agenda, and he knew how to play that secret agenda, which was he was trying to get to Wakanda. He was trying to make good with Wakanda because he was going to do just like his character did in the Black Panther movie. He was making a way so that he can not necessarily take over the world, but to avenge his people in slavery, and also stick it to Wakanda because they knew where he was, they knew who he was, and they refused to come get him. I think I liked the episode too. He became Black Panther in this episode, and when he became Black Panther, prior to that, he killed Tony Stark. He killed T'Challa. He killed Rhodey. All of this in an effort so that he can get in the good graces of Wakanda, and then, I guess, technically become king. Because I'm quite sure if we had seen a second episode to this, he probably would have killed the king. He probably would have killed the queen. He probably would have killed Shuri. He probably would have killed anybody standing in his way to become king, so that he can then, avenge his people. Number 3, Doctor Strange loses his heart. Let me tell y'all something. That was so sad, just to see somebody go back over and over and over again trying to save the woman that he loves. And then we find out from the Sorcerer Supreme herself that his Doctor Strange's woman's death was an absolute point. She had to die. There was not going to be any other way that anything was going to change, that he had to die. And this man focused on doing everything he could, becoming literally Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme himself, to try to help save his woman, his love, and then for all of it to go afoul because he did all of this and he ended up tearing up the universe. He studied for 1,000 years to figure out how to break an absolute point. But in order to break an absolute point, he broke his universe, and he was so morose about that. I think in that episode, one of the things that I looked at and I enjoyed was the fact that Doctor Strange had gotten so powerful that was the first episode that we realized that someone can see the Watcher. When they reach a level of consciousness, they can see the Watcher. He interacted with the Watcher, and he wanted the Watcher to intervene, and the Watcher was telling him, no, you basically, you messed up, boo. You messed up. So therefore, your universe is about to implode. So I think for that episode, that was one of the things that it was so sad, morose, and it was all done in love, and how you just knocked out everybody in your universe to save the woman you love. And then she didn't stay. I mean, you broke that absolute point for what? An hour maybe? And now you are the sole survivor of your universe. And now you are encased in a cocoon, which looks like an infinity stone. But you were encased in this pocket universe where you have to spend out the rest of your days thinking about what you've done. So that was, I think I cried a many a tears on that episode. Number 2. What if T'Challa became a Star-Lord? I enjoyed this episode, number 1, because I did enjoy hearing Chadwick Boseman again. It just did my heart well, just to hear him again in one of his last roles. When I first saw this episode, I didn't realize that he was going to be in subsequent episodes through this series. But it was really nice to hear him and to know that he was, he sounded strong, he sounded good. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed his character. Basically, his relationship with the Ravengers and how they respected him and who T'Challa was, that he was able, in my opinion, because like I said, we learned about absolute points in the Doctor Strange episode, which was after this episode. But to me, T'Challa is an absolute point. When you look at how he operated within the Ravengers, how they respected him, how the universe respected him, because what he was doing, this man was able to talk down Thanos. That's huge. With all the destruction and all the stuff Thanos did in the name of helping out the universe in his mind, he was a I don't want to know if I call him an eco-terrorist. That's not the word that I would want to use. I have to find another word. But T'Challa talked down Thanos. That's huge. To me, T'Challa is an absolute point. In every universe, there should be a T'Challa. I liked how Nebula was out there. She called him Cha-Cha. Hey, Cha-Cha now, y'all. Hey. He was pretty much loved by everyone that he came in contact. I like the fact that he was able to go back home. He was able to see his folks. And he made a decision that he was just basically going to stay with the Ravengers. I don't think he was going back home for any type of reason. Let me see. And that's pretty much it. I think those are the biggest points that I had for that episode. Number one. My number one episode. What if Ultron won? Ooh, child. Ultron just basically destroyed everything. He had this in his mind. And again, this was an episode that Tony Stark died in. He just wreaked havoc on everybody. He even got all the Infinity Stones for Thanos. Thanos came through, and Thanos didn't even have a chance to do whatever it is he wanted to do, because Ultron was able to kill him before he even spoke or uttered a word. Another thing that I enjoyed about that episode, it was Clint's last stand. Clint was tired after Ultron had nuked the Earth, and everybody in the Earth was dead as far as him and Natasha knew. And Clint was like, you know what? My family is gone. I don't feel like I want to be here. And he did his last stand when he shot the arrow to blow up him and all the other Ultron bots, is what I'm going to call them. It was a beautiful beautiful looking scene. It was death, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm okay about death, and that was beautiful. But the way the cinematography of the scene was gorgeous. I guess the highlight of that whole episode was when Ultron heard the Watcher. And I mean, the Watcher was pontificating all what he was trying to say, all that he was trying to do, and doggone Ultron heard his behind. And I cracked up laughing. I was like, shut up, Uatu. Shut up. You didn't shut up. And then when Ultron discovered the multiverse, that was just, to me, is just over. But that was, out of the whole series, that was my favorite episode. I'm gonna give honorable mention to Party Thor. What if Thor was an only child? That episode for me was funny. It was light. It broke up the heaviness of all the other episodes with the death and with the and all of those different things. It broke those episodes up. It may have been the weakest episode, but to me it was the most significant episode. One of the most significant episodes because it just brought levity to it. My second honorable mention, one that I didn't think that I was going to be okay with, but I was the zombie episode. Because, honey, when Vision was carving out pieces of T'Challa to feed to Wanda, baby, oh my goodness. I was not ready for that. I was not ready for Wanda liking her dark meat, okay? And for Vision to be carving out pieces of T'Challa to feed this woman because she's now a zombie, it was epic. I thought that Hope becoming big and making sure that that the people got to Camp Lehigh, and then she was overcome by the zombies and then thus became a zombie. I thought that was a courageous thing that she did. Again, I'm not into a lot of the horror type of stuff, so I didn't think I was going to like that zombie episode, but I actually did. So it became one of my honorable mentions. So tell me which one of the episodes what was your top 5? How did you feel about any of those episodes? That's just a little quick and just a little quick thing about my top 5. Let me know in the comments. If you like what you hear, make sure you give me a like and press that like button. Comment and subscribe. Okay, this is Pamela with Pam Entertainment TV. Bye.